Hello and good afternoon to all of you around the globe. Thank you for joining us for the 12th edition of the Sunday Spin. I'm super excited about my guest today, and you're going to be very excited too, guys. We have such a wonderful lineup. My first guest today, yes, oh my goodness, this gentleman brings the biggest little festival in the entire world to the slopes of Baru Mountain in Boquete, Panama. Yes, I'm talking about the famous Jazz and Blues Festival in Boquete. I mean, this is the talk of that industry, and we're going to have a great interview with John. Again, director of the Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival and the Beaches Jazz Festival. Please welcome the one and only John Wolf. How you doing today, John?
Thank you for that wonderful introduction, Austin. I hope I can live up to that. I'm doing great, sitting on the top of the mountain. Thank you for having me.
Man, I love the view. I'm hearing the birds tweet. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm going to jump into just a couple of announcements, and then we're going to watch a quick film about beaches in Panama. Everybody likes beaches. Everyone wants to get their toes in the sand. And then we're going to jump into an awesome interview with John. Guys, don't forget, this whole show is all about allowing us expats that live here in Panama to share our experiences with those around the world that are maybe considering, a new lifestyle, a change of scenery, for example. And, Panama might just be right for you. So if you want to see how we do things down here in Panama, we got a lot of great interviews. Like I said, remember, Inside Panama Real Estate is sponsoring the show, and they got the Fly and Try program. That's right. Come down to Panama, rent for a while. If you end up buying through Inside Panama Real Estate, they're going to pay that first month's rent for you. I mean, it's such an incredible way just to get over here and check that out. If you guys want more information on that, email them at freeebook@ipreinfo.com. Speaking of the free ebook, there's so many people out there selling it, but the owner of Inside Panama and all of his agents, they just like helping people. So they give it away for free. So if you want a free ebook, again, same email address, you get the free ebook. freeebook@ipreinfo.com. And remember, guys, that email goes straight to the owner, Michael Vuytowecz, amazing human being, and he will connect you. If you have any questions, if you maybe have a listing, if you're already living here in Panama or you want to list your home with Inside Panama Real Estate, you can also reach him through that email as well. Or if maybe some of these properties we're showing you today or in other episodes aren't really what you're looking for, again, just email that free ebook at ipreinfo.com and we'll get you all that information. Mike loves helping people. That's what he's been doing for 13 years. And coming down and live it with us here in beautiful Panama. Guys, again, this show is all about beaches. We're going across the whole country with different listings throughout the show. So we're going to watch a quick video about beaches, and then we're going to jump into this awesome interview on music festivals here in Panama. Guys, enjoy.
Do you consider yourself as a beachcomber? Is having the ability to take an afternoon stroll down the beach 365 days a year a high priority of yours? Or maybe you're looking to be a snowbird and spending half the year in Panama and half the year back at home as many other expats do. Are you a digital nomad or someone that works in the tech industry? Are the high prices and current chaos in the States driving you to consider a different life somewhere new? Somewhere where thousands of other expats, both young and old, are already living the dream? Panama's coastline stretches for hundreds of kilometers along both the Pacific and the Caribbean Oceans, with over 500 islands just offshore. This means that the best beaches in Panama are also incredibly diverse. Some of Panama's beaches have soft white sand and border calm turquoise waters perfect for swimming. Other beaches have gray, brown, or black sand, and are served by routine swells that lure professional and recreational surfers from around the globe. Panama's islands are made up of 4 archipelagos, including the Pearl Islands, Bocas del Toro, the Gulf of Chiriquí, also known as Coiba, and Gunayala, also known as San Blas. Panama is home to some of the prettiest beaches in the world. If you are a person, whether a retiree or a digital nomad, that is interested in changing up the scenery, Panama may be just what you're looking for. Request your free ebook today.
All right, just a little view of our beautiful beaches out there. And again, please welcome the infamous and amazing man that makes us dance in the stands at Valle Escondido every year. Man, I have to say, I think one of the joyous parts of my year is the Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival. And I know you're working on other things in the music industry as well. But first, let's step it back, John. I want to know a little bit of how did you decide to get into working on festivals?
Well, I've been in the music business my whole life. My father was in the music business. But the Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival was something I did not plan on getting into. The Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival started as the Boquete Jazz Festival in 2007. Aniansi Singh and Aniansi Mendez and Antonio Singh were the ones that originally started it. And in the end of 2011, after the 2011 festival, Hans Lebauser took it over. And a good friend of mine, Tony Howard, who, by the way, tomorrow is Tony's birthday. Happy birthday, Tony. Tomorrow, Tony introduced me to Hans because I'd been involved in music events in Panama City and bringing artists from the States, and Hans asked me if I wanted to participate, and I flat out told him no and was not interested. I told him I would go to the festival, and the reason that I said no was because I live in Panama City. Boquete is a long ways away, and the work that we had done in Panama City was marginally successful. I couldn't imagine that we would be able to do anything in Boquete that would be successful. I went in 2012, and I got there, and it was amazing.
It's like the best thing ever, huh?
It was just the most amazing. You think back about Monterey back in the late 60s, early 70s. You think about Aspen. You think about Vail. That was Boquete. And I fell in love. I immediately fell in love with it. 2013, I worked with him. I worked as a driver. I drove some of the bands around that needed to get back and forth to the hotels. And 2014, Shearston Van Horn, that's for you, Shearston, Bob Applegate and Steve Bliss took it over, Hans quit. So we did the 2014 festival, and then everybody came. I'm sitting on my porch up in the mountains. Everybody came up here, Andy Agard, John Carney, Hans, the whole gang, and Bob Applegate and Steve had announced that they weren't going to do the festival again. So we didn't want the festival to die. So I sat there and talked to Hans, and I talked to Hans' wife, Barbara, and we all agreed that we would do the festival again in 2015, which was my first year of involvement. We did it in 2015. To make a long story short, because there's a lot of story here, Hans retired again in 2016. Steve Bliss was supposed to take it over. In August, he quit, and I kind of got stuck with it.
Thank God for all of us, though, huh? Because you sure do bring a good lineup.
Challenges for a festival up in Boquete, because you can't get people to come. You can't get artists to come. First of all, nobody's ever heard of you. They're very reluctant to. They're very reluctant to come to Panama, the visas and the work permits and Boquete, and nobody's ever heard of Boquete. And I have a very good friend who is the president of the National Blues Foundation in Memphis. And after the 2013 festival, he came to the 2013 festival. I went to Memphis with him, and I was sitting at the Blues Music Awards at the head table with him and this other lovely woman. And I'm all stoked about, I just left Boquete. I'm all stoked about Boquete, so I'm talking about Boquete. And she happened to like 1,800 tequilas, as did I. So we're drinking 1,800 tequila. And the longer we're sitting there, the more I'm drinking and the more she's drinking. And I'm telling her about it. And this Shakura Saida, who is an amazing artist, just finished receiving her Blues Music Award. And as she leaves the stage and she's coming down in front of the table, this lady that I'm sitting with looks up at her and says, "Shakura, next year you're going to Boquete." And Shakura looks over at her and says, "Yes, Mom."
Oh, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And, and of course, she didn't come in 14 because Hans didn't do the festival, but she did come in 15 and she did come in 16. And because of that, and because of Deanna Bogart and Tommy Castro and Curtis Salgado and a whole multitude of other artists, we got a reputation. Everybody loved us. And from then on out, it became very easy to get people to come to Boquete. And the talent that you'll see in Boquete is comparable to talent that you're going to see anywhere. I mean, we may not have uh, Santana or Eric Clapton, but we're right there. We've got top line talent, and if you're from the States and you're thinking, gee, I'm really going to miss that cultural element that we have in the States, you're not. We have wonderful music in Boquete. The Boquete is full of music, and good music, great high caliber music in a very intimate, close environment where everybody just loves it. Last year, 54% of the people that came to the festival came from outside of Panama.
Wow, that's incredible numbers.
We get a reputation now. Not only the Panama's a hot destination, so people love to come to Panama, and then to come to Panama and get great music, and to come to Panama and have a 4-day festival like the quality that we have, and the people who get there are wonderful. I mean, the food is good, the restaurants are good. There's music every night in more than one place. The town people are warm and friendly. It's just the best you could ask for.
That's awesome. And I know you got a lot going on, and you have a lot of ideas, and I'm sure you're talking to artists these days. A lot of people are ready to start moving again. Can you give us any hints or anyone you want to talk about? What can we expect in the future? What kind of artists are we going to be looking at? Because I know that you said it keeps growing, and you're grasping a lot of more imagery from other people. Like they're seeing this festival and they're hearing about it, and it's. If you've ever been to the Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival, you'll get it. Like I'm not a jazz guy, but when I go to the jazz festival, it's just the energy, the love. Everyone's having a good time and dancing, all different age groups. But yeah, I mean, tell us who are we looking at for coming up?
Well, first to kind of clear that up, we really are a genre-free festival. We say jazz and blues because that's what everybody, you talk about a jazz and blues festival, everybody wants to go. But we've got music from all over the world. We bring all kinds of stuff, and not just traditional blues or traditional jazz. Our music is very appealing in a wide spectrum. We had coming up for the Beaches Festival, which was canceled as a result of and I shouldn't say canceled, postponed. as a result of the virus. We had 35 groups coming from outside of the United States. We had 19 Grammy Awards. We had there are 2,000 hotel rooms at the beach, and they were all booked. You couldn't get a hotel room. 2,000 rooms, and they were booked. It was going to be an amazing thing. Now we have deposits on all those artists. We have airline tickets for all those artists. So at some point or another, I'm going to want to take advantage of the deposits we've already made in the airline tickets and bring them down. But I can't tell you when. I can't read the tea leaves. There's no crystal ball. There's nothing that can tell us.
But it will come.
It's not going to happen. But Monday, we just got out of jail. I was locked up here. I got to leave here twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, for 3 hours. Now it's better.
Well, at least it's not a bad place to get locked in, No, I'm
no,
over here in Albrook, and I know people are gonna say you're crazy. I really enjoyed the lockdown. I mean, it really hurt me. It hurt a lot of my friends. I lost a lot of money, but I think it really kind of like gave me some perspective. Whenever I'd go to Boquete, I'd work. I maybe went hiking one time, where now it's in my head. Like if I go to Boquete for 4 days, I'm spending 2 days hiking or going on a coffee tour or enjoying the beauty that we're so blessed to have, And I think that's
exactly what you're saying. When I would go down the hill, when I hit the Zapati and I would start down that hill, I didn't relax like everybody else. I'd start tightening up because I knew the amount of work that I had to do in whatever period of time it was that we were going to be there. And I'm kind of I'm a 14-hour day, 7-day a week, 100-mile-an-hour guy. And all of a sudden to be locked down here at the beginning was very difficult. And now I like it.
I'm with you. Like I can get used to this.
Yeah. And I know I'm going to pick up and start working again. And it's kind of like a kid's summer vacation is coming to an end, and you know that you're going to have to get back to school.
Well, and I have to say something on that. We're bringing back the restaurant. The restaurant magazine, we renamed it to the Restaurant and Travel Magazine. And so I've been communicating with lots of beautiful boutique hotels from Cambatal to Bocas, all throughout the country. And the energy is so positive. I really, after going through this experience, and this will be the biggest magazine by a long shot that we've done in the amount of pages. And just communicating with different restaurants and tour guides and hotels. And I mean, you can feel like the positive energy. And like that for me is like, that's what I feed on. You know, that's why I'm like all on all these crazy videos lately, because I'm getting all this good energy from so many amazing people. And I'm excited, you know, like it sucks of what happened. I feel so bad for my friends that are not going to be able to reopen some of their businesses. It's devastating. However, you know, now it's time to get back on the saddle and ride into the wind, you know?
I'm with you. I feel the vibe. I'm talking to people. There's a lot of stuff happening. What I can't do is put a date on it, how much, but you know, Panama wants to reopen. Panama has the hub of the Americas. Panama has opened the new convention center, 22,000 people convention center. You've got hotels all over. Panama's ready. I mean, the people of Panama are ready. And, you know, all we're waiting for, and I think this virus scare has come down quite a bit too. And you know, people are ready. They're ready.
And on that note too, you know, if you look at the hotels outside of Panama City, you know, 98% of them are boutique hotels or hotels with maybe 3 to 18 rooms, where I think that's going to be very attractive to people. You know, people aren't going to go to like high density areas, you know, like they're going to look for, where can I get more nature? Where can I walk down the beach and maybe see another human? Like that's what Panama offers. And I think that this is going to be a blessing for us going into 2021, 22, 23.
I'm getting a lot of people from the States calling me, wanting to know if they should book their tickets for February in Boquete. I mean, they're
ready.
Very short term, and these people are ready to come. You know, they're not afraid of the travel. They're not worried about the virus. They're ready to get out. They're ready to come down. And the last year's Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival was spectacular. It was almost spiritual, and it's the nature of the festival, the vibe that was going on there. The people, I've heard that over and over again. People talking about that vibe that goes on in that festival was spectacular.
I agree fully. Now, real quick, I know you're a busy guy. It's Sunday. You got to go spend time with your lovely lady. I know you work a lot with volunteers. If someone wants to either volunteer for a festival in the future, or if they just want to find out more information, how can they get in contact with you, or what website can they go look at?
Well, we have an app. We have 2 apps, actually. We have Boquete Jazz and Blues Festival and Beaches Jazz and Blues Festival. And I believe you can get to both apps from bjbfpanama.com. Okay, so you can download the apps from there.
And that, guys, that's in the text too. So if you guys are looking for that, look for John's name. You can find his website right there.
And then we have, and you know, I sit there and I talk about being the director of the festival as if I do all the work. I don't. We've got 24 people that are responsible for organizing this festival. We have somebody who's dedicated just to volunteers, and you'd be routed through there. If you're interested in volunteering for the festivals, that's the way to go. And you'll have an opportunity to write there, and they'll write back to you right away. But right now there's nothing. There's no, you can say, hey, put me on the list.
Yeah, of course.
We don't know what we're doing.
At least get him on the list. Well, again, John, I appreciate you taking the time, guys. Thank you so much. And guys, we are so excited finally when things get open again and we can start planning, and hopefully this crystal ball starts showing some good positive information about jazz festivals and all festivals at that. Guys, next up is David DeFranco, founder of the Frank Corp Business Consultants. We're going to watch a quick video. Now, remember, Inside Panama Real Estate is sponsoring the show. We're going to play our first of 3 listings real quick. This is on Bocas del Toro, beautiful beach area islands on the Caribbean side of Panama and very close to Boquete. So if you ever go to the Jazz Festival, make sure you hop over to Bocas as well. And remember, if you have any questions for anybody on the show, you want to make a comment, do so. Now, we're broadcasting on 8 different channels on YouTube and Facebook pages. So if I don't get back to you on your comment right away, don't worry. I will reach out to you after the show. And yeah, John, thank you so much again. I appreciate it. And I wish you a beautiful Sunday.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon. All right, guys. I'm so honored to introduce Mr. David DeFranco from DeFrank Corp. How you doing today, my friend?
Doing super well, Austin. How are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. What did you think about that first listing from Inside Panama?
Super
Chuso.
Cool. Super
Beautiful
cool.
restaurant, super successful restaurant. Guys, remember, Mike's going to give you more information about that listing at the end of the show. So just hold on to your questions. If you want to talk about that, leave them in the comments. Again, we'll get back to you, or email any questions at freeebook@ipreinfo.com. And Mike can tell you about all those listings and get you that free ebook as well if you're interested. Again, guys, we have David DeFranco, my good buddy, super successful business consultant, really knows his thing. David, tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, and how long you lived in Panama. Then we're going to break into some questions on your business.
Sure. So I was born in Caracas, Venezuela, actually, but I never lived there. I immediately moved to Miami and then almost immediately moved to Indianapolis. So I'm more or less Midwestern. Grew up with the Tornadoes, grew up with playing cornhole, etc. English first language. And I moved down to Panama about 10 years ago. We originally came down on vacation. We loved it, and we ended up staying here. So yeah, Panama rocks. I love it. I've enjoyed it. It's very fun. There's never a boring day.
When you came down, you were in high school, or was it?
It was between middle school and high school. I think I was entering 8th or 9th grade. I was entering my freshman year of high school.
So I got a question on that. So you come down. I take it you probably went to an English-speaking school then?
I actually homeschooled.
Okay.
For my freshman and sophomore year, and then I came down to a bilingual school in Panama City for my junior and senior year.
That's awesome. And that's why I kind of wanted to bring that up, because, that's a big thing for a lot of these young digital nomads with families, 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, whatever. We have such a great education system here. Tons of English-speaking schools that are just incredible. My son goes to one. It just blows me away how great the education is. So that's why I wanted to bring that up. I know you're a young guy, very successful. Now, let's talk about the business. What does DeFrank Corp do? And what are some of the types of solutions that you look to provide to business owners or business managers?
Sure. So basically, for the past 5 years, not just in Panama, but around the world, we've been helping business owners find the actions that they can take within their business to really give it the jump start. So basically, we walk into a business, we give them about 360 questions to the owner, to the manager, to the people around them, everyone. And each question is designed specifically to find a problem within your business. So typically, we'll end up finding between 30 and 50 opportunities for improvement. And then we order them in terms of return on investment. So we obviously attack those that have the highest return on investment first, and we prioritize them for the business owners. And I'd say in about 50 to 70% of the cases, the business owners hire our firm to fix it for them, whether they're in the US, whether they're in Europe, whether they're in Panama, wherever they are.
Well, that's amazing. So give us a little, what type of businesses are you working with? The big businesses, small businesses? Can you tell us some names that maybe we can be familiar with?
Well, Dell has been a client here in Panama. So that would be the example, let's say, of the big Kahuna. Excellent place to work. I think it's been rated the #1 place to work in Panama, or even the region. So, and they hire expats like crazy. So if there's expats looking to work, that's an awesome place to work. And
that's Dell Computers, right?
Yeah, Dell Computers. I didn't know this, but they manage, I think, about 1/3 of global operations from Panama. So that's a really big deal. Yeah.
Well, they got a big operation here.
Yeah, I think they have, I don't remember how much it was. I think it was between 3,000 and 6,000 employees here. So yeah, it's a huge operation, what they have going on here.
So yeah, if you're sitting up Chicago, it's starting to get cold. That winter freeze is coming, and you said, I just had it. And you're in the tech industry, whether you're looking for a job with Dell or you could just jump over here and be a digital nomad. I mean, look at David, what are some of the things that we like to do as young men in this country? Like, tell me, what do you do on like a weekend? When you go to a beach, do you go to the mountains? Where's some of your favorite places in Panama to visit?
So typically any beach. I love the beach. And Casco Viejo, I would go maybe once a month for a good night out to Casco Viejo. Or where I've been spending most of the quarantine has been in El Valle, which is a beautiful community. I personally am not a super fan of the heat. So, Panama offers the best of both worlds for us. El Valle is like, I think, I don't know what 20 degrees Celsius is, but I would say it's like around 70 degrees.
71?
Around there. And that it's fresh enough. And it's beautiful. El Valle is literally a volcano, a dormant volcano that the entire community basically is sitting on the crater of the volcano. So it's super cool to imagine that.
There's lots of hiking there. I mean, it's a beautiful area.
Yeah, there's lots of hiking, and there's even like thermal waters that come from deep down, and mineralized mud that you can put on your face right out of the ground. It's super experience. Super experience.
And about how long does it take you to drive from Panama City?
An hour and a half.
So hour and a half. This is one of our destinations here in Panama that a lot of people like to go to on the weekends. Hour and a half, beautiful mountains. They have this one mountain range called the Sleeping Indian, I believe. Yeah. It's just beautiful to look at from town. But then, if you're a rock star and you can go do some hiking, I highly suggest it because being out in the nature is so beautiful. And I hear it's a great hike. I have not personally done it, but again, it's on my list to do.
It's a super, super easy hike. It takes maybe 45 minutes on the way up.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's
That's not bad.
No. It's a very relaxed hike. Very, very relaxed hike. Very relaxed.
Awesome. And then, okay, so now let's get back to your business a little bit. I appreciate you taking some time out of your awesome Sunday. Tell me, what else would you like to tell people that would maybe attract them to want to get in touch with you? And then also, how do people get in touch with you?
Sure. So, we're all about helping businesses, whether it be huge like Dell or whether it be small like entrepreneurs that are just starting out. I'd say there's a good amount of people that hire us that are just starting out their business, and having someone next to you that helps you save time, save money, it pays for itself basically. So that's typically it. We also have a lot of market research reports. If you're thinking about doing business in Panama, or if you're thinking about starting a business, or if you already have a business and you want to see how you can improve, we have a lot of research reports that we offer everyone, basically, our clients, not clients, anyone that wants to read them, so that we can give some value back to the community. And they can just get in touch with me, DeFrancorp, DeFrancorp.com. They can get in touch with me personally, David@DeFrancorp.com, info@DeFrancorp.com. Look me up on, LinkedIn.
Google me.
Basically, yeah.
Oh, I love it, brother. Well, I appreciate you coming on. And guys, if you're out there, if you're looking, like he said, to start a new business, or you have a business and you want to just see ways to improve your business, David's a great guy. I've heard nothing but amazing things across the community about David. So, try your luck with a winner, and hopefully he can help you get your business into a high action, fast speed business. Guys, next up, we got Ryan and Cornelia Mikolash. But first, we're going to watch our second listing of the day. Remember, Inside Panama sponsoring the show. We're showing 3 different listings from 3 completely different parts of Panama. Next is over in Vuytowecz. This is a really unique property. Make sure to pay attention to this because, Mike's going to talk a lot about the details of this property and the property before over in Vuytowecz as we get into the interview here in about 15, 20 minutes with him. So enjoy this quick listing. This is listing number 2 of the day. Again, it's over in Vuytowecz. And again, David, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday.
Likewise.
Awesome, my man. See you soon.
En la República de Panamá, Lago Bay in the Republic of Panama. First and foremost, Lago Bay is a residential community where families can purchase a home site and build their dream home.
Lago Bay is bordered by rainforest, a freshwater lagoon, and over 2 kilometers of private, serene beach.
Lago in Spanish means lake. Here we have ponds stocked with tilapia, peacock bass, and snook. If you can't catch them in the ocean, you'll catch them back home.
Lago Bay has approximately 55 hectares. We're keeping it green with limited housing.
Apart from residential plans, Lago Bay creatively blends boutique agriculture with the flora and fauna. We're talking exotic hardwoods, our moringa project, aquaculture, coconut oil, and a variety of organic fruits and synergistic combinations.
To help with these activities, Lago Bay sponsors international volunteers that come from all over the world for a work experience with the Lago Bay projects and team.
Lago Bay has over 2 kilometers of beachfront where the bay is always tranquil, perfect for taking a nice walk.
The wildlife at Lago Bay is spectacular, with thousands of species of birds, plants, and aquatic life, flowers all over the place.
Lago Bay is a unique project. It's a lifetime project, and every day it's coming together.
Lago Bay has close proximity to the National Island Park of Coiba, the island of Sebaco, and the town of Santa Catalina, where there is world-class surfing, world-class fishing, and world-class diving.
All right, guys, that was beautiful. Vuytowecz, Mike will be telling us all about that listing soon, right after this great interview with Ryan and Cornelia Mikolash. Now, this is a new segment of the show, and I'm just going to hand the floor over to them. Guys, make your comments, any questions. They'll be able to read those questions and comments after the show as well. Please welcome Ryan and Cornelia Mikolash, wellness educators and earthlings living in Panama City. Guys, the floor is yours. Give us some information on sustainable living.
Hey-o, super people of the Interschnitzel, Handsome Ryan and Fuzzy Giraffe Cornelia here, coming to you from the beautiful Panama City.
We are independent distributors for Young Living Essential Oils, the worldwide leader in sustainable and holistic wellness and lifestyle products.
Yes, and we are very excited to talk to you today about different ways of how to use the over 600 amazing household products with one-stop online shopping delivered right to your door.
So each week we will share tips, DIY, and more with you to live more sustainably. Your orders support us, we support you, and we all together, we support the Sunday Spin program.
Yeah, I gotta love that.
Whether you are running a high-class bed and breakfast in Boquete or a humble abode in El Cangrejo, once you use these products, you will never go back.
Well, now let's have some fun, I would say.
Okay, so today let's hang our dirty laundry out to dry and talk about laundry detergents. Now, this laundry detergent here does not list any of its ingredients, but if you do a quick search on Bing like a filthy animal,
well, it tells us that it contains the following: sulfates, phosphates, formaldehydes, ammonium, fragrances, dyes, and much more ingredients.
and all of these are toxic to marine creatures, your family, your pets, and most importantly,
Oh, sea turtles.
of course it's sea turtles.
Yeah, well, these toxins accumulate in our tissue over time, and eventually really bad things can happen.
Toxic detergents are completely unnecessary. I mean, come on. What year is it?
Huh. So then what? Well, Young Living has a great laundry soap, but we use this. We use a Thieves Household Cleaner. It cleans using plant-based ingredients and uses natural enzymes and powerful essential oils.
Yes, and it works really, really well, and it smells amazing. Equally awesome is that you only need a tiny bit. It is super concentrated, and this little bottle has the power to wash dozens of loads.
Yeah, well, which making it economical and toxic-free. So it's a safe alternative to chemical-heavy cleaners.
Yes, chemical-heavy cleaners like this one here, this Chernobyl sludge in a bottle.
It's also awesome that this household cleaner can be used as a degreaser. It even cleans glass. And we will show you how to make a DIY stain remover a little later.
I remember when we first moved to Panama and we had no idea where to find anything that we needed.
Well, I think, yeah, that Thieves Household Cleaner was surely and definitely a lifesaver for us. Remember to dilute, dilute, dilute.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make a light all-purpose cleaner. Here we go. I used 1 cup full of the straight household cleaner into a spray bottle like this one, and then just fill the whole bottle up with water. I also like to use a couple of drops of an essential oil to it, such as lemon, for example, to enhance its cleaning properties. For a special tip for those of you here in Panama with its high humidity, I like to add the Thieves essential oil blend and clean closets or anything that might catch mold easily.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Now let's move on to dryer sheets and fabric softeners. I'm not even sure why these are still legally sold.
I have no idea, actually. And the most harmful ingredients in dryer sheets and liquid fabric softener alike are carcinogenic. These products to stay in your clothes for extended periods of time, such chemicals can seep out gradually and be inhaled or absorbed.
Several reasons why people decide to use these products. They think that it makes their clothing usually the result of the water being used and or the detergent being used. And we have not experienced any rough clothing with the Thieves products. Another reason people like to use dryer sheets and fabric softeners is because they think it makes their clothing smell good. But we have a much better solution, we think. Try these. Handmade, reusable wool dryer balls sheared from happy sheep. They eliminate any static and reduce clothing wrinkles. You just add a couple of drops of your favorite essential oil right on them, throw them in the dryer, and have your clothes smelling awesome.
Yeah, and I just know that when you start to look deeper into these very common household products, you will discover they are loaded with unnecessary chemicals and are burdening every single one of us and our environment on a daily basis. So what the heck? Yeah.
Okay, so now let's look into the make it yourself stain remover.
Okay, this is a simple one. I just use the highly concentrated household cleaner straight and undiluted. And this is also one great way to recycle those empty essential oil bottles. Just fill the bottle and use or a roll-on lid, as you can see, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, when you want to remove a stain, just drop it or roll it directly onto the fabric. Tap it in with a sponge. Let it sit for about 15-20 minutes and then throw it into the laundry.
Yeah. So to
Easy.
change gears here a little bit, when it comes to ordering Young Living products here in Panama, all orders are actually tax-free for now. And equally excellent is that your shipping will only cost $7 for orders up to 4 kilograms in weight. So
Yeah, 4 kilograms in weight, that's just under 9 pounds in America. And it's all delivered right to your.
Well, sounds like we're having a little bit of internet difficulties here.
So if any of you out there want to add a little spice to your red wine, I have Cabernet Sauvignon here. Well, it's very powerful. So start with a very small amount, grab a wood toothpick or something small, similar, dip the tip or run it around the rim, stir, and enjoy.
Cheers to the great nation of Panama.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you're drinking it.
Is that illegal? Okay, so for all of you super people out there, you will find the recipes that we've covered here today and so much more in a free download on our webpage. To get started right away, there are different options of starter bundles to make it easier for you.
Well, and the best part is you are not alone. We are a steadily growing community all over the world, actually. And as of last November, we are growing in Panama as well. And we are a caring community of like-minded people. So reach out to us and start living more sustainably. We offer what we truly see as wellness made simple.
Okay, so next week we will cover all things sleep. Almost every one of us has had trouble to get a good night's rest at some point in our lives. We'll cover a few hard truths and some simple solutions. We will also make one of the best cocktails I've ever had. So everyone out there, have an excellent week. And it's back to you, Austin.
Thank you guys so much for those tips. And yeah, their website is listed in the text. If you want to check out more of that, please do. Again, healthy, sustainable living is the future. Well, actually, we got a great special edition on solar coming out later this week. So you're going to want to take a look at that. Thank you again, Ryan and Cornelia. Next up, we got Mr. Michael Vuytowecz, founder of Inside Panama. But first, we're going to get into our third listing of the day. Now, remember, we saw that beautiful Bocas del Toro property, restaurant, hotel. Mike's going to break all of that down for us. Then also that Veraguas property. And now we're going over to the Pacific side at Las Lajas. And guys, enjoy. And we'll see Ryan and Cornelia next week.
Bye.
All right, guys, that was our third listing of the day. And we got the man that's going to tell us all about it. That's right, Mr. Mike Vuytowecz from Inside Panama Real Estate. Welcome to the show, my brother.
Thanks, Oscar.
How are you doing today?
Fantastic. Very well, thanks. How about yourself?
Doing great. Doing great. Thanks for asking. Now, I want to talk about all those listings. But first, man, we got to talk about the most important stuff. How was your golf this week?
Pretty good. Pretty good. Got out 4 times this week, so not bad. Not bad. Took a day off to do some work.
There you go. Oh, yeah. Took a day off of having fun to do some work. Love it. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. You know, I'm always talking to Mike. He's like, hey, man, I'm on the 9th hole. Or, you know, when you live in Panama, I mean, you can't golf every single day, but darn near every single day. So, you know, it's kind of the type of weather that we have down here in Panama really enhances the ability to live life outdoors, play golf, go hiking, bicycle riding, surfing, fishing. There's just so much outdoor activities here. And if that's something you're looking for, whether, again, if you're a retiree, a digital nomad, someone working in the tech industry, and you want to come down to Panama, you want more information in Panama, get that free ebook at ipreinfo.com. Now, Mike, let's talk about listing 1, that one over in Bocas del Toro that we had right after John Wolf with the Jazz Festival. Tell us about that.
Well, that's an interesting little property. It's a little island resort. It's got 9 bedrooms and 9 baths. They're little cabanas. There's a restaurant that's out over the water. Restaurant. It's quite nice. It's got a bar. The property is 3.5 hectares, so there's a lot of room to expand and do many things, eco, tourism, many things. There's 400 feet of beachfront. Wow. Yeah. And this is on the Caribbean. It's 2 minutes, literally 2-minute boat ride, water taxi from Isla Colón, which you're familiar with.
And you got to mention that water taxi is $1.
Right.
$1 per person.
And it's a pretty ride, and it only takes a couple minutes, and it's
awesome.
It's on Isla Caranero. So for those that may be familiar with Bocas, the asking price is $950,000, and it's.
Does the name of the? I don't know if we want to talk about the name of the restaurant, but it is a famous restaurant. It is super popular. It's one of the #1 restaurants in Bocas. Does that name come with the property?
Yes, it does.
Guys, it's a secret, but if you want to know about it, all you got to do, you know it. You know what I'm going to say. Email FreeEbook at ipreinfo.com. All right. And then we had that property over in Vuytowecz. Now, that was beautiful. Some sustainable farming was going on there. There's a lot of details that were in that film. Can you walk us through some of that?
Yeah, Austin, Lago Bay is really a special place. I went there a couple of years ago to meet with the owner and start to develop and devise a marketing strategy. And I fell in love with it. And I've been back a couple of times, and I look forward to going back again. But really, this is an interesting property because it offers so much. First and foremost, it's a residential development. So you have the opportunity to go there and purchase a lot beachfront and build your dream house affordably. So that's the first thing. There is a couple that came from Canada that purchased a nice beachfront lot from them, and they have built a boutique hotel, high-end, very, very nice boutique hotel, almost 100% done now. With COVID, they got a little bit delayed, but it'll be open very, very soon. The thing that makes this project unique is because of its size. It's 55 hectares. It's 2 kilometers of beachfront. So that's a lot of beachfront property. It has a private airstrip, which is spectacular. I talked to the owner today, and he says that with the weather, and he cleared everything, and everything looks just beautiful. But there's also an opportunity here for joint venture partners, investors. There's 4 different components of agriculture in place here. This property has The beds, the ponds for the shrimp farming. It's not currently being shrimp farmed, but it's all there. I had a South African buyer that went there and thought he could do lobster there, which sounded very interesting. As you know, there are certain times in the year in Panama where you can't shrimp.
Or lobster, yeah. You can't
That's
take
right.
them.
So if you had a shrimp farm, the restaurants and all the hotels would sure like
You'd be capitalizing.
That's right. But they have, in addition to the aquaculture there, they have a pretty significant moringa operation. They have hardwood trees growing throughout the property, coconut oil. And what they've done over the years is he brings in interns from many universities across the world, really young, bright people that are studying aquaculture or agriculture of some sort, or developing. And so he's always got all these young minds coming up with great ideas to develop this property. And I've watched it kind of take hold over here the last couple of years. And this is really a good opportunity at a really good time for somebody to have a look at this property. Today, currently, just to come here and purchase a lot on the beach to build your home, there's a 10,000 square meter lot, which of course is 2.5 acres approximately, for $220,000. Beachfront, 2.5 acres, beachfront. There's one that's
and near a killer wave too. You know, Santa Catalina's got any surfers out there in California.
Well, that's a good point. This property is actually 7 miles from downtown Santa Catalina, which of course is direct access to Coiba for some of the best diving and fishing in the world. The subject property, Lago Bay, looks straight out at Isla Sebaco, which is a pretty impressive island as well. We have a 920 square meter lot, which is just about 1/4 acre. Beachfront, 70,000.
So we got 220, 70,000. Both are beachfront.
Yep. We've got one that's 12,000 meters, which is 3 acres. 3 acres, beachfront, 300,000. Very little in the way of restrictions for what you could build there. And the very last one is 2,200 meters, half acre, a little bit more, 140,000, again, beachfront. He also has a home that an investor came and started, and not sure why, but he stopped. So there's a home there that's 220 meters, which is just over 2,200 square feet. The lot itself is 2,000 square meters, so it's about 1/2 acre. If somebody wanted to come in and buy the house and finish it, basically it's the kitchens and the vanities and the bathrooms and the windows, could buy that house for $217,000. It's a great opportunity, and I really encourage people to take a good look at this Lago Bay. It's untouched,
Special place.
Very special place.
So yeah, guys, remember any of those 4 options, that second listing today that we played right after David DeFranco's interview, Lago Bay, Vuytowecz. Get all that information and more by emailing FreeEbook at ipreinfo.com. Then we have that last listing. Last listing was over in Las Lajas, very close to Boquete. Right. Nice area. Tell us a little bit about that, Mike.
Well, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath condo. They're approximately 1,800 square feet. They are right in front of the ocean, every single unit. There's the thing I like about this development. You're familiar with Las Olas, I think.
Yeah.
It's 7 buildings with only 3 stories, so it's really low density. There's
lots of fun people live out there too.
Lots of fun people go there. There's a lot of people who use them as a second home from Boquete. Yeah. Literally within an hour and a half, less than that, really. I leave my home in Boquete. I go to Las Olas quite a bit. I've stayed in that unit many times. You really can't beat it for beachfront. The walks on the beach, it's just amazing. They have miles and miles and miles of beachfront at that development. It was built in 2008, so there's still about 12 years left of property tax exemption. The monthly maintenance fee for the HOA is $275. Because it's low density, it's a little bit higher, but it covers the water, the trash, security, all the maintenance of the common areas, and an insurance policy for the roof on the building. So if there's ever any issues with roofs, they
Awesome.
they just painted.
HOA takes care of it.
Yeah, they just painted the exterior, which I'm sure you can see in the video. The buildings look really nice. They built palapas out on the beach, so all the people from Boquete and David that go there on the weekend. There's fires on the beach, happy hour every night at the pool. It's quite a lifestyle.
Yeah, of course.
Asking price for that unit, $210,000 furnished.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, beachfront, spectacular.
And you said 2-bedroom, right?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, so
These are big. These are big units.
yeah.
You just really can't beat it. David's, 20 or 25 minutes away, so you've got price.
All your
smart.
shopping, all your medical, your banking.
Exactly. Another 30, 40 minutes off more than that, you're in Boquete. Spectacular opportunity. 210,000 asking price furnished.
That's awesome. So yeah, again, guys, if you're interested in any of these great opportunities today or any other great opportunity, or maybe you already live in Panama and you want to sell a property, or you want to just talk real estate or talk anything, email FreeEbook at ipreinfo.com. It goes straight to Michael Vuytowecz. So you got the man, and then he's going to point you in the right direction, or he's going to hand you over to whatever realtor is in the area of Panama that you're interested in, guys, because Mike really kind of handles all of Panama. So all the hot spots, all the expat spots you can find through Inside Panama. So make sure you email him, get that free ebook. And wish everybody a great Sunday. We'll be back here again next Sunday for our 13th episode. Thank you, Mr. Vuytowecz. I hope you have a great Sunday.
Thank
Wish
you.
you a hole in one this week.
I'm heading to Boquete in the morning.
You got golf up there too.
Yeah, that's true, but I think I'll be busy working.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to
Awesome.
working. I'm so happy to be back to work.
Of course. Well, safe drive to you. Thank you to everyone to join us on the Sunday Spin. We'll catch you next Sunday. Until then, ciao.
Ciao. Thanks.